Hello, thank you for joining RasPipKr tutorials. I'm Martin Parker, and in this video I'm going to be adding some functionality, creating a list so that it does all the announcements accordingly. In my last video I got the external sensors to trigger GPIOs to get my Google Home Mini to actually announce that there's movement at the front, the side or the rear. In my Python 3 tutorials playlist, I did a threading video which was kind of like a teaser for what I'll be doing in this video. Basically I created a thread and it held a list which started as an empty list, and you appended jobs into it and it just printed out to screen. But in this instance I'm going to get the Google Home Minis to announce and then remove that so-called job. So let's get connected to the Pi that's downstairs. I'm in the upstairs bedroom. And get the Python screen on. And make it full screen. Because I'm testing, I want to turn off the full screen so it will chop off the bottom of the screen, but at least I'll get the X so I can cancel the script when I'm ready. Right, because I had it working and I didn't put into it, because I do have using the touch screen, I have a button for turning the voice on and off, but I didn't code that in previously, so basically I just commented out the voice function triggers for when there's movement. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change these to be a list.append the area, basically well, it'll create a job. I'm going to use this function, but I want to create a thread for it. So I'm just going to go right to the bottom of the code, and there's something else I need to uncomment. Right, so I'm going to call this thread. It doesn't have to be anything special. It's going to be V for the voice, and this will be equal to threading dot capital T thread. The target will be the function which we have got as voice. Because we have arguments, we need to put a comma, and then the args equals in as a tuple. I want to put the area. What am I doing? I don't want to do that. I just want to put it in as an empty. Yes, because we're not triggering it like we were previously. Sorry about that. So I'm going to v.start, so it will start that thread when we run the script. Let's get back to the voice function, somewhere around here. There we go. So we're going to get rid of that argument because we're not going to be using that anymore. We are going to be not using the device as the argument. Sorry, the global. Yeah, rather than having that down there, we will bring that up here actually. So I'm just going to grab all that, Control X to cut it, and then get back up to where I was. And let's throw it in here. Just position that. So I'm going to keep the device, but I don't need it as a global anymore. But I am going to have a global list, and this will be a voice list. Oops. Voice. Oops. While true, because I want this to keep running, and if the len of voice list is not equal to 0, then if there is something in there, then do this. And what I want it to do is create the play. I want to move that line up there, so I'm going to cut that out. It wants to go up here. Control V to paste that in. And I'm just going to click here and position that. So it basically it's going to go with the voice list and the first element, because we're going to tell it to pop. So voice list dot pop, missed the dot, there we go. And that is pretty much it for the function. I just want to do a time dot sleep just to slow things down. I'm just going to put 0.5 just so it's not going crazy. Yeah, I'll leave it as 0.5 for now and give that a test. I'm going to give it a couple of seconds so it doesn't try and I'll explain why I'm doing this. I'm going to give it 3 seconds to actually do the announcement, because if you trigger the sensors, it's going to append to the list. You know, if you're triggering the front, the side and the rear, or in whichever order, basically it's going to keep triggering, it's going to keep appending, and if I go through this with a 0.2 second gap, it's just going to basically, you might as well not have it with that time.sleep, because it's going to try and do the list over and over and over, and it's not going to give all the announcements, so the list would be pointless, if you know what I mean. So what we are going to do is give it 3 seconds to do the announcement, and then it will do the next announcement as soon as it's had time to actually do the play of that. So there we go. I'm going to get rid of the voice dialog, or what was the area the argument that was in the voice function that we previously used, and we want to basically voice list dot append, and we want to append the actual dialogue, and I should have took note of the number. I think it was a 2. If the next one's 3, yeah, it was a 2, so there we go, that's correct. And what I also want to do is I want to check if it is actually in the activated state for that button. So I'm just going to add this one in for now. I'll do this, well, I'll do all the sensors first. So voice list dot append dialog, and it's 3. this one because we don't have a voice announcement set for the garage yet, so that's something I'll sort out for next time. So now we've got that there, we need to check the state of the button. So we went to get, oops, this is the security menu. So when you press the button for the external voice, I know there is a doors voice, so we'll sort that out when we haven't got our door sensors connected yet, so we'll sort that out at a later date. So I need to find the e-voice change function, and that should be down here like so. And what we want to do is we want to go by the external voice default, because that is the working variable. So if it is 0, that means it's turned off, and if it's 1, that means it's turned on. So that's already a global, so I'm just going to grab that value and come up to the functions for the passives. So if equals 1, then it will append to the list, and because we are working with that, I'm going to put that in here as well, that it is part of the global. So that's all I need to do for that function. And same here, if equals 1, do that, and pop the variable in there, and again here, if put that there. Whoops. Right, so that is pretty much it. I'm going to, that's turned off, so that won't go full screen, which is good. I'm gonna run this script and it should be okay. Hey Google, volume.
The volume is currently set to 30%.
Hey Google, volume 50%. Just so that I know you'll definitely hear it. I'm just going to put my headphones down, the script is running, and if I go to the security menu, you know how earlier I mentioned it will chop off the bottom of the menu because the full screen, this black line here should be actually up here, because I've got the ability to cancel the script. So it's not turned, where it is, it's turned on at the moment, there it is. So I'm just gonna, in fact we'll turn it off and I will trigger this rear passive whilst I'll just stick my arm out of the window because it's close to the window. What's up? Recording, Oliver, so what's up?
I have a problem what I need you with.
What is it, the Xbox?
It's something about Rocket League.
Rocket League, right. Just give me 2 minutes and I'll come downstairs.
Not 2 minutes.
Alright, 3 minutes then. That's even better, isn't it?
No, it isn't.
Okay. 1 minute then.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. See you in a minute.
Over here. Wait.
No, go downstairs rather than lingering. Sorry about that. Right, it definitely went orange and it didn't do any voice, so I'm going to turn this on and stick my hand out the window again. Voice list is not defined. Oh, that's why it's not done it. Right, I'm not going to pick my headphones up. I'm just going to give me 1 second. I haven't. I've got it as a global, but I haven't added it to the functions, have I? What am I? My mistake. That's all I need to do. I wonder if you spotted it. It's always good to get feedback. Right, that should work now. So, just like before, I'm going to turn it off, stick my arm out of the window, and it should go orange like it did. Awesome. So I'm going to trigger it now. Just let that orange time out. There we go. That's caused a problem though. What's all this time? Voice list is not defined. Should be. It is there. Which line? Name error, voice list. It's not defined there. It's very strange. Voice function, voice list. Oh, I didn't. Oh man. I didn't do the list. I did the global, but I didn't actually create the list. Oh man. Never mind. I guess. Sorry about that. Just wasted time. Oliver's probably going to turn up again in a minute. Right, turn it off. There we go, that's no sound there. And if I turn on the external voice,
Rear, garden, movement.
awesome. Got there in the end. Can't believe I missed out actually adding the list, which is the whole the whole point of it doing it. So there we go. I better get downstairs and have a look at this game for Oliver. That's it for this video. I really appreciate you watching, but I have added in what I set out to do, functionality, so I can turn it on and off simply clicking on the actual button. Okay, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.